Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. This is Q&A Tuesdays, where I answer or attempt to answer your questions that you asked. Okay. We have some things to get through. I hope you're doing well this Tuesday. Things are kind of crazy, I know. There's so much going on. But I hope you're taking care of yourselves. Okay, so one thing, two things maybe. No, two things. If you ask me more than one question, I only chose one question, okay, because I don't want to do too many questions because it takes a long time putting the questions in. So I can't do that again. So if you ask two questions, and you notice I only answered one of your questions, then ask it again for next week. Ask the other question, okay? What else? Some questions, not a lot, but some I chose not to answer because some of them I just can't answer. But you may hear me talk about them as I go through, because some of the questions that I'm like, I don't know if I could really answer that, because it wasn't, anyway, it doesn't, I'm sure I'll touch on that. But for the most part, I got all the questions in, okay? If you want a personal reading, you could email me at moonlightergy15@gmail.com and I'll send you the link. The link is also in the video description as well as the bio description of my channel, okay? But I will send you the link if you email me. All right? Okay, so where should I start? I'm really hot. First of all, let me open this window just a little bit. Get some natural light here. Okay, that's better. It's not, I could feel the cool air. I also asked, I had a conversation with my spirit guides, actually just one of them. I had a conversation with B, and I asked my own questions, and it was a nice conversation. I will do that last. Okay, so let's get to it. First question. First question is from, and I'm going to do a little check on each question that I answer so I don't get confused. Okay, first question is from, let me put my glasses on, even though I could see, but M-Theory 3, do you see Ukraine keeping most of its territory from its 2021 borders? Okay, let's see. Let's ask the pendulum. Oh, hold on. Okay, here's my board, guys. You can see where yes is and no, and maybe a circle. Okay. Alright, so let's test this. Spirit guides, are you with me? They're always with me. Okay, clear the center, please. Let me read the question again. Alright, do you see Ukraine keeping, will Ukraine keep most of its territory from its 2021 borders? Okay. Will Ukraine keep most of its territory from its 2021 borders? Will Ukraine keep most of its territory? Swinging a heavy yes. Okay. Let's try to look at how. I'm going to use my light seers because I miss it. Let me just make sure that the cards are upright. I miss this deck so much. Feels great to be holding it again. Let's see why. Let's see if they can tell me why. Why they will keep their borders. Let's pull 2 cards. Can you give me 2 cards as to why they will keep their borders? I'm hearing something. They will fight for them, and it will be a part of the deal, I heard. But let's see. That's what I heard. Real quick. Page of Swords is there. 4 Swords. The Tower. Interesting. 4 Swords in the Tower. As to why they will keep their borders. Queen of Swords. Okay. Page of Swords and 6 of Wands on the top, the bottom. Okay, let me just see what. So a Tower moment will help them keep their. 4 Swords is about reevaluation. So perhaps something will happen that will be an upheaval, shocking, something that will fail or fall, okay, that will cause a reevaluation of them keeping their borders. Perhaps, I'm not well versed in what's going on with that, okay, I'm using my intuition, so I don't know the information outside of your question. So the Tower came out. So to me, it denotes that something shocking will happen, something that will cause a great upheaval, that will cause them to keep their borders. Okay, and the 4 of Swords here is about rest. It's about introspection, reevaluating, taking a step back so you could reevaluate something. So perhaps that's something, this Tower thing, this Tower moment will be the reason why. Something shocking or destructive that needs to happen perhaps to reevaluate, you know, what they said a deal. They will defend it perhaps, you know, but reevaluation is involved in that process. Okay, I hope I answered your question. All right. Next question. Okay, so we got through the first one. All right, next question is from Observations 11. Did Trump not having his hand on the Bible at the inauguration have any specific, either practically or spiritually? For example, is the universe commenting on the illegitimacy of his presidency, or just another example of his disregard for procedure? Or maybe some other subtle messages to us from spirit? He's a demon. No. I feel like it's just his disregard. I think it's his just disregard for procedure. That's interesting that he wouldn't touch the Bible. That's very fascinating to me. All right, let's ask. Um, was Trump not touching the Bible during the inauguration simply mean his disregard for procedure? Did it simply mean his disregard for procedure? It's saying no. It's saying no. Nope, that's not it. So let's see here. I just heard depth perception. I heard his depth perception is off. Maybe interesting. Okay, so it's not his disregard for procedure, but possibly something about his depth perception. Okay, what's the other question? The other part of this question. Practicality or spirituality. Was the universe commenting on the illegitimacy? Okay. Was the universe commenting on the illegitimacy of his presidency? Was the universe commenting on the I can't speak. It's saying maybe. It's circling. Big time. Maybe. Okay, spirit guides. Back to center. Clear to center, please. Okay. Did it have something to do with his depth perception? Did it have something to do with his depth perception? It's saying yes. I'll have to look at a video of him not touching the Bible. But sometimes with depth perception, sometimes I have depth perception problems. And a good example of that, if I'm not wearing glasses, and I'm trying to, when I have to give Scooter his drops, for example, and I'm not wearing my glasses, sometimes I can't see when I'm putting the thing back, the dropper back in the bottle, especially if I'm tired and I can't see where to I'll be missing how to put the dropper back in because sometimes my depth perception is off. So it could have been that. He could have just not been, if it would have appeared closer where he was, that's could have words. That may be what it was, his depth perception. Because it's not saying his his disregard for procedure. I don't think a subtle message. It was maybe about the universe saying, like, this is illegitimate. Let's see. Did Donald Trump think the Bible would burn his hand? Did he think the Bible would burn? No. Clear the center. I'm going to ask one more time. Was it his depth perception? Saying yes again. Okay, clear the center. Everything I say here is for entertainment purposes only and informational purposes only, okay? And alleged. Everything I say here is alleged. Clear the center. Is it because he has cognitive issues? Is it because he has cognitive issues? Is it because it's saying yes? Okay. Or issues with his eyes, Okay, so I hope that answered your question. Next person is Bonnie R. Bonnie R. S1F. It says, if and when the news hits about election interference, who would actually arrest or facilitate removal of Trump and any other falsely elected officials from office? He owns the Justice Department. No, he does not. He says he does. He believes he does, but he doesn't. It's so hard to picture how this actually happens. You have to... here's the thing about that question is it's a good question. It's a great question. And what... I'm going to talk more about this tomorrow. I'm going to gather all my scrying visions that I've had. And what I do understand is that what I do understand is that who we could imagine to step in will not be the person or persons who will step in. I don't imagine anyone, people say, oh, Europe. Nope. No. Democrats? No. No. It won't be what I understand. What I'm beginning to understand, this knowing, is that it will not be anyone you will see coming. It will not, we won't be anyone, it won't be anyone. And guys are showing me like shadows. It won't be anyone we think. It will be someone of high importance. Perhaps someone we don't know about that is involved in the government in some way. Okay? So we have to divorce ourselves from what we imagine. Perhaps someone in the military. I do feel that someone that is, we don't understand. We can't comprehend that. That's what I'm understanding. Okay, so we have to be okay with uncertainty, and we have to, I think, divorce ourselves. We're in such a, I keep saying this, and I understand this now from doing all of this work, is that we are not in the same space we have been in. We're not. It's not the same situation. It's a unique situation that has the same people, that feels the same, but it's really not. When I say the same people, I mean the same people with this ideology and this, idea to take from us, but it's not the same situation. And so we have to learn how to step into things being different and learn how to change our reactions into responses. We have to garner the skills to do that. You have to be okay with sitting in uncertainty. You have to be open to looking at things in a different perspective. Things that aren't seen. Things that aren't necessarily tangible. Possibilities, potentials, But let's see. Will the force that stops Donald Trump be a known person? Will the force that stops Donald Trump be a known person? No. Okay, clear to center. Will the force that stops Donald Trump be a high-ranking person from the military? Will the force that stops Donald Trump? It says yes. Okay. Okay, clear the center. Will the American people be made aware when this happens to Donald Trump? Yes. Okay. All right. I hope that answered your question. We have to, I get it. There's so much at our fingertips that we've become spoiled and, you know, we want control. We want to feel in control of the situation. But you have to be okay with, or rather accept that we have control over certain things. And one of the things is how we are reacting to this. Okay? All right, next question is Michael C. It has always puzzled me as to how Beto lost Texas. Lindsey Graham and Mitch McConnell get reelected every single time, and Stacey Abrams lost in Georgia. Glenn Youngkin and his band of thieves in Virginia. Have the Republicans always been able to manipulate the vote? Yes, because of gerrymandering, because of district lines, because of voter suppression. We knew this for decades. I specifically remember Arnold Schwarzenegger talking about this when he was after he was finished being governor. And he was saying, stuff about his own party and how they were becoming a different, But anyway, this has always been, I think now in 2020, I think it has become, there's so many issues with voter manipulation. Not just using a computer to change a vote. That is, I think, sort of a new thing that they have been thinking about since with Hillary and since 2016 election, and this was discussed in the Senate. Kamala Harris was on the, that was discussed. That is something that has been talked about. And so, yes, they have been able to, but not just with electronics, through voter suppression, through, gerrymandering with the districts, especially in Georgia, and people, it's a real shame. It's a real shame. And so now people are paying attention and becoming aware of it, but there are things being done to try to curb that. Is it enough? I'm not sure. I don't know. But what I can tell you is, I'm going to answer your question with the pendulum. But I like to give, before I like to expand on your question, because I want people to think about it more than just the simplistic terms of like, they cheat, but they've been doing this. And it's not illegal, but it's horrible because you're literally suppressing black and brown votes. It's so terrible, and it's something that has been going on since Reconstruction. Please look it up. Anyway, so let's look at your question. I'll answer. Have the Republicans always been able to manipulate the vote? Let's ask. I mean, I answered, but, Had the Republicans... I'm sorry, clear the center. It was like moving. Had the Republicans always been able to manipulate the vote? They're saying no. I believe that. Toyota Center is more complex than deceit, and it's in our history. It's in the history of our country. This is nothing new. And so, yeah, this election specifically, they kicked it up a notch because she was going to win. All those political scientists who said, oh yeah, this is what's going to happen. All the people who predict through the data that they collect, and you see the pattern, and you could say, yes, she's going to win. They can't all be wrong. And now you have all this information coming out saying, this is weird. This looks strange. And so what happens is that the voter suppression information is there, right? They do that. That's how they do it with the districting, and it's not illegal until you go to the court, and you have to go through that process to change that, which is what is still happening. It has been happening for decades, and there have been wins and there has been losses. Okay, and so you have that as an issue, a big issue. But when people look at the gerrymandering and the voter suppression, they're like, that's why she lost. Without thinking also that they tipped it over with what they did with hacking. So yeah, you look at Gore and Bush, and those hanging chads, man. That was the first election I voted in. And was that the first election I voted in? How old was I? I can't remember. It was a long time ago, but they were so mad at that man for saying, no, this is wrong. I am not conceding. And he was right. And then look what happened. 8 years of crap. Anyway, I hope that answered your question. Okay. Next question is... Let me get my glasses because I can't see that. Next question is from Sue BF68. Hi Kim, could you please consider channeling Langston Hughes? I'd love to hear his opinion of the state of the U.S. Yes. Thank you for reminding me. There are the bells. Yes, I will channel Langston Hughes. I was going to channel him actually. Every time I see his name, and it's been coming up randomly, and I'm like, oh, I need to channel him. So yes, I do feel very drawn to channeling him. I just keep forgetting for some reason, but I'm going to do it this week. Okay? I would love to hear his opinion as well. Alright, we're moving along. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm pulling up a question someone emailed me last week. I just remembered. Oh, here it is. Let's go up. I just saw it. Oh, there it is. Okay. Alright. Sorry about that. I had to pull it up before I forgot. Okay. Next question is from Flashy Smurf. Would it be possible to channel John McCain? I'd really like to hear his perspective on what's transpiring. He's one of the last Republicans I had a lot of respect for. Sure, I could channel John McCain. I remember when he was a Democrat. And he was doing that screaming. But yeah, I mean, I have my own criticisms about John McCain, but for the most part, his energy is not bad. Well, listen, energy, bad or good, is relative, but his energy is good energy. I'll say that. All right. Lily01212. Hello, Lily. Hi, Kimberly. I am curious about this new way of life coming that Jesus spoke of. I'm wondering if this is of interest to you. If so, is there a high-level being who is willing to tell us more, such as Mary, the mother of Jesus, Mary Magdalene, or you know what? Or one of the archangels. I talked to B about that. I'll get to that. I'll get to your question, okay? Okay, so I'll get to that. But it was a funny conversation. But this new way of life, I'll answer that. So keep at the end of this, okay? All right, next question. Yes, I'm very curious about it. Next question is from Nina H6273. Hi, Kim. Off topic today. Nothing is off topic. But can a guide or angel in the spiritual realm move something in the earthly realm outside of the pendulum or rods? Or, for example, turn a light on and off, or flicker, etc. Can the orbs that appear in other readers' videos do anything except fly around? I see them a lot. I'm wondering when I'll see the orbs in your videos too. Interesting question. Good question. Yes, they can. I'm pretty sure that it's like when I lose something, for example, my card or my pendulum. I don't know how I lose them. I don't, because I keep everything, I keep everything, I always know where it is, even though I have ADHD. But disorganization is not I don't have that executive functioning issue with being organized and keeping my things, where it's supposed to be. Or forgetting things or losing things. I don't have that issue. It's inattention, right? So I know for a fact when I lose something, it's one of my guides. They do that. Or someone who's passed over. I know that. Flicking lights, seeing shadows. I used to see orbs a lot, but I don't see them anymore for some reason. Or I do, or I just is so used to it. I used to see orbs all the time. I do see them when I take pictures. I see them. But I used to see them live action. Zooming by. So I don't know if they could do anything other than, other than fly by. I used to see them a lot though, but not lately. I see things like, I know this wasn't your question, but I see things like shadows, someone leaning over me. I know it's one of my guides looking at me. This dark shadow I'll see. Standing by my door, I'll just turn over in bed and just ignore it. Because I sleep with my TV on, so I'm not in complete darkness, but I always see, they'll sit on my bed. Could be someone who passed on, but for some reason I just know it's my spirit guides. I'll tell you a ghost story when I do a Let's Chat. One of the Let's Chats. I'll talk more about that, but yeah, I do think they can flick, turn lights off and on, and it's energy. So yeah, I do think they can do things outside of if they could move our pendulums and the energy, then why not? Okay. I feel like I was rambling, but that's okay. I hope I answered your question. All right. They definitely be moving my stuff, and I think it's be hiding my pendulum, playing games. I feel like, really feel like this. It's crazy. Yeah. All right. Next question is from 1960 TLM. I still see Republicans and others in love with Trump. Why are none of the GOP standing up to him? Is he really threatening them? Which is a rumor. Will the Republican voters ever really see who he truly is, even after Trump and Musk are arrested? And will that be soon? Having patience while we have fascist racism, blah, 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 blah. Okay, yes, it is incredibly hard. Is he threatening them? Okay, let's see. I don't see that. We're past that with him because he's in already. I don't think he's like, I don't think, because they would have won last year, 4 years ago. He would have won. Anyway, let's see. Is Donald Trump threatening GOP? Is he threatening the GOP representatives? Saying no. Clear the center. Would he threaten them if they turned on him? Would he threaten them if he... Yes, that is, par for the course with him. Clear the center. Are all GOP representatives afraid of Donald Trump? No. No. Okay, clear the center. Will Trump supporters ever see the deceitful person for who he truly is? Will they see who he truly is? No. It's a shared psychosis. It's a cognitive dissonance. It is their ideology that they play off of. Donald Trump doesn't care about the LGBTQ plus community and what they do. But they do. He doesn't care about, he's super racist. But he doesn't really care about that. At the end of the day, that is the playbook, to play off their ideology. And even some of the Republicans, the weirdos who, fully support him, because they have ideologies that, and like I said, it's a cognition there with most of them, Trump supporters, and the misery in their lives, and he affirms that for them because he's miserable. They hate the world. And when you have someone who is seemingly powerful, who's like, yeah, the world's terrible. This is it. And guess whose fault it is, And so they will revere him because he affirms them. And he's, in their mind, a powerful man because he has a bunch of money. So there you go. No, they won't. They won't see. A lot of them have. A lot of them snapped out of whatever they were going through. And it's a whole thing. They're brainwashed. It's very, very crazy. My guy B, when I was talking to him, he said they're lost souls. That's what he said. They're lost souls. I asked him that too. What about MAGA? What about them? So no, yes, he's petty, Donald Trump. But I don't see him threatening Dems or Republicans. A lot of them they're not afraid of him. This thing about there's an example I could give you. I'm someone who I'm not anti-authority, but I question authority. When I see something is wrong, when I see that something is, something is being done wrong, I will question it. And when I used to work with people, when I used to work in like agencies and things like that, there were some people who, wouldn't say anything because they're afraid of like, oh, they're going to go after me. And I just didn't care about that. And I couldn't understand, what are you scared of about that for? And so that's the kind of energy that some of them who don't agree with him, who wants, I don't know what they want, Republicans, but I'm sure there's there's a small group of moderate Republicans that exist. You might have to, it's like finding a needle in a haystack, I guess, nowadays. But there's a fear of, I don't get it, power, authority for some people. I've experienced that. I don't want them to, go after me, or I don't care about that. I don't care about, yeah, sure, you are my boss, but you're also wrong. Ooh, the amount of supervisors I got fired. Anyway, here we go. Not because, because they were terrible or treating, the employees wrong or doing things that were unethical, You have to speak up. Gotta call that out. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of that, But I get it on the other side. It's like, I don't want to lose my job. But I guess because I was younger, I didn't give a crap. I still don't care. Anyway, I hope I answered your question. Okay. Next question is, I always take my glasses off. The whole thing. Take them off, put them back on. Next question is from EDC8657. I'm curious about the outcome of our student loan situation. Will payments resume? Is there a relief or an overhaul of the system coming? Oh, yeah, I feel you. They ain't getting nothing from me. I'm paying, but let something change. I bet y'all won't get it. Okay. Will student loan, this is in the courts from what I understand. Will student loan payments resume? Will student loan payments resume? Okay, that's saying no there. Will there be relief in student loan debt? Will there be relief in student loan debt? They're saying maybe. It's very uncertain here. Clear to center. Will there be an overhaul of the student loan situation? Will there be a complete overhaul? Will it be saying maybe? It's interesting because before it was going this way and now it's saying maybe this way. Okay? Student loan situation is very uncertain, and these companies don't want to pay these students. They get jobs, but from the social work field, you get a job in New Jersey and doesn't pay that great. once you get your degree. Let's say you get a master's degree. And the pay is, but when you look at the amount of depth that I'm not saying you can't make money in this field. You absolutely can. But what I'm saying is it doesn't equate to, and that's with any degree, or, it's just a real shame the way they do us. They did us dirty. Especially millennials. When we graduated undergrad, I work in the helping field, so there was always work to do there. But other people that I know of, they couldn't find work because we were in a recession. So, because, the Bush administration and the war and all that, it was, we millennials, we were, they left us a terrible economy. But that's a whole other story. Let's move to the next question. Yeah, student loans. It's a crisis, and people can't start their lives because of it. I mean, you can. It's harder. It's a shame. I did my final research project on student loan debt and the way banks do, the way they used to do students, and crazy. It's sick. And schools and how much they charge, and oof. Okay. Next question. What time is it? Okay. All right, I have to hurry up. 𝐞𝐩.4, will Trump be charged and convicted of treason for his relationship with Putin? Let's see. Will Trump be charged and convicted for treason? Will Donald Trump be charged and convicted for treason? Will Donald Trump be charged and convicted? It's a slow moving yes. Okay. Let me pull a card real quick. The reason, let's see, I don't even know what I'm asking here while I'm pulling a card. Show me a card on what will he do. That's treasonous? I mean, we all know. He's done so many things already, I feel like. I saw the page. Let's see if it comes up again. The star. The star and the 5 of swords. Winning at all costs? Let me pull, actually, I should have did true crime. I always forget this deck, that I have it. The star and a 5. Let's be quick. What would he do? That's treasonous. Cutting corners with the 5 of swords, winning at all costs. Okay. Deceitful planning. The Star, perhaps worshiping the wrong this deck is like, I need to sit and organize it because what would he do? Perhaps, you know, praying to or revering the wrong person or country. The Star, it's a lot, you know, that's what I could figure. Male card is there. Legal proceedings again for him. Oh, this comes up often for him. There's an airplane on fire. Man-made disaster. I mean, that's cover up. So there you go. Okay, one more. Homicide. That is why. That is why. There's your answer. Okay. Winning at all costs. The Star, you know, I feel like it's revering someone, worshiping someone that you shouldn't here with these two cards together, perhaps. We have homicide. I mean, cover up, man-made disaster, and a legal proceeding. And that pretty much tells the story. That was the clearest answer I've gotten so far. There you go. Okay. Thank you for that question. All right. Coffee Bean 333. I know you have zero interest in getting in Melania's energy, but is there any other way you could channel how she feels about him? She doesn't like him. She doesn't, you know, there's benefits for her, but I don't think she likes that man. And, you know, but you stay, anyway. Let's see. Does Melania Trump love Donald Trump? Does Melania Trump? No. Clear the center. Does Melania Trump like Donald Trump? Does Melania Trump like Donald Trump? Says yes. She likes him. She likes him. She doesn't love him. They're not that different. They are not that different. Okay. All right. Why didn't the Dems push for the 14th? Okay, next question is Jessica F. TV8KR. Hello, Jessica. Why didn't the Dems push for the 14th Amendment, Article 3, to disqualify? That's a good question. Why didn't they? When I read your question, I was told, I heard they, at the, it wouldn't have gone anywhere, or, I heard, I'm going to answer your question based off of the answers that I got, okay? So I'm going to tell you what I was told, and then I'm going to ask, and so you could see yes or no. They didn't want to do it because they didn't want to distract from the other things they need to get done, and that would cause too much of an uproar, distraction, when their plan at that time, it seems like, and even now, sort of, that we need to focus on this first Because this is a big undertaking when other things are more important. Okay, that's what I was told. All right, so let's see. Did the DEMS not, what is it? Is it do call, invoke? Did the DEMS not invoke the 14th Amendment, Article 3, to disqualify Trump because they felt it would have gone nowhere? Okay. It's saying yes. Okay, clear the center, please. Was their plan to focus on, to prioritize other issues than the 14th Amendment? Okay, so it's saying yes. Okay. He felt like it wouldn't have done much. And it would look great. It would be a good show, I'm sure, but it wouldn't go anywhere. It would be like, it would just be a show. Like the yeah, we're doing something, but I kind of want you to do other things. That there's the other things on fire, they're saying. And this is a big undertaking to invoke the 14th Amendment. And it's only been, man, it's been 7 weeks and he's messing up the economy in 7 weeks. And it took Biden 4 years to do everything. You talk about a quick progressive downfall. Do you see what I'm saying? Okay. Next question. Amy, did you ask 2 questions? Okay, I think I just saw your question and it might have stuck out in my mind. Okay, Amy N9639. Does our intel service have taped irrefutable proof of Elon Musk conspiring with Donald Trump and Putin? And do other countries also have proof? Okay. Shoot. Does our country's intel have irrefutable proof that Donald Trump and Elon Musk is conspiring with Russia? Says yes. Okay. There's something more specific. And do other countries also have proof? Why did I, as I was reading it, I heard they have tapings, tapes or something, recordings, but I don't know. Let's see. Do other countries have proof of Elon Musk and Donald Trump conspiring with Vladimir Putin? Says yes. I mean, it's right there for all of us to see, right? They use Russian talking points. So, And the whole, well, why aren't they doing anything? You know how long an investigation takes? You know how long gathering evidence takes? And deciding what to do moving forward with that, and how you're going to do it, and how embarrassing it looks. so many things involved there. Worst case scenario for them. But listen, I'm just a regular gal. Okay, Amy. John R3302. Hello, John. Hi, Kimberly. I'm curious to know if you can sense by reading someone's question that you already know something about the person asking the question, whether they are readers, have spiritual gifts, or what might be going on in that person's life without ever having met the person, based on the energies of the question and or where it's coming from. I ask because I've experienced this myself, where I've asked questions in a group setting to my mentor only to be skipped over intentionally. It really puzzled me until I found out later why he did it. He later told me that you already know the answer to your questions, and answering a question would only take up other people's time that really needed an answer. Okay, yes, the answer, yes, I can. It's not like I don't go scanning people, willy-nilly. If I see someone's comment, for example, a great example is Archangel Channel, Trish. I saw her comment and I clicked her. I do that sometimes. I'll see someone's name and feel drawn to clicking to see if they have their own channel. And she did. And my guides told me to tell her, hey, you should keep doing this. You should keep going. And I told her that because I was meant to. So if I look at someone's question, if people make comments, sometimes I might, if their energy I think is super strong, and I see something, they'll comment about their lives, or they might comment about their lives, and I might respond, or I'll feel something that needs to be said, or I'll ask them to email me. It's rare, but I don't just look at comments and just scan people. When I'm doing personal readings, I say my answer is yes because I'm doing work. I'm doing a personal reading. I'll look at the person's request. I will channel their energy. I'll shuffle and ask the cards. I'll ask my guys, show me who they are. I already feel it before I even pull the cards. I'll feel if they're open. Their energy has to be open. I'll feel things like they might have their own spiritual gifts, or they're really assertive, they're focused, or little other things like they struggle with negativity or anxiety, or yes, you already know the answer. I will tell them that. I'll give them the answer, but I'm like, you already know this. I'm not saying this to be arrogant. I know people. Sometimes I'm a therapist, so I'll just know someone just by them talking. I'll feel in their energy. I'll know things about them. I'll know, for example, if someone is ready for therapy, or if they aren't, if they will struggle to be open. I can sense things like they might have trauma, even when I do personal readings, sometimes though someone will ask me in the personal reading about something, and I'll focus on that, but some other things will come out in the reading, and I'll give them the answer that they should have because I see something that needs to be said. Okay, so yes, I do. I know people. It's not like I look at people and just know their entire life. I'm like scanning and being, intrusive. I do it. I only do it if I'm working, if I'm invited to hear someone's story as a therapist, their history, and sometimes they'll be talking and I'll feel something and I'll be like, oh, I get a sense that you have a hard time. But I don't think you also really need to be psychic. Therapists are, we have good discernment, and so like as you do the work, your skills set increase on understanding people. But yeah, I know people, so the answer is yes. I hope I answered your question. But it's a skill that can be developed, I think. You could develop the skill if you are, I do sense you're a spiritual person. You can develop that. You could develop that skill of knowing people. I know their intentions. I know when they are upset, when they're closed off. I know when they, sometimes when I do reading, someone will ask me a question, but I can sense in the energy that they don't really know. They're uncertain if it's even the right question. And I could sense that. Or they don't know what to ask, and I'll have to, that's when I have to, sometimes I'll just get like one question and, I have to really feel in their energy what's going on with them. And, so it comes with practice and interacting with people and increasing your empathy and compassion. And if you do have intuitive gifts, if you are psychic, you can do it through that too, through learning about different energies. It starts with you and how open you are and how open you are emotionally, all those things. Okay? Thank you, John. All right. Next question. Paulie B. Will everything Donald Trump and the GOP have done be reversed when our Lotus Queen takes the rightful place? I heard that one of the bills they passed has implications for the next 9 years. I hope we can erase all of their shenanigans. What bill was that? I should have asked. I don't know what bill that was. Was it passed in the Senate or was it just passed in the House? And what bill was it? Yes. I mean, actually, I don't know. Let's ask the pendulum. I mean, I feel like you can't really do that though. And it... Well, has this bill passed the Senate is what I want to ask. Has it passed the Senate? So it's saying no. Back to center. Will it pass the Senate? Will this bill pass the Senate? It's saying maybe. It feels very uncertain, your question, the answer in the question. The answer for the question feels uncertain. That's why it's saying maybe. Okay, back to center, glider center. That's why I'm having a hard time answering. Because it's uncertain. Things are uncertain. Things are very uncertain, guys. Okay. It's a lot. Okay. Where are we with time? Okay. All right. Next question is 𝐞𝐩.4. Can you comment on Hakeem Jeffries and maybe channel him, because Darren speaks politics and others are trying to convince people to get him to step down? And I agree with that. Okay, sure, I could channel him. Sure. Hakeem Jeffries is very well experienced, and people dislike him now because they view him as too center or corporate dem, or that doesn't bother me. Corporate dems, I get their use. I understand their centerness. I view myself as, I'm saying this because I'm trying to look at it from a other perspective, but I'm not center, I'm progressive, I'm not far left, because I am realistic. I'm not saying far left people aren't, but as someone who understands, who has been in the system, I've worked in government, I've worked in processes, I understand how they work. So people like Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries, they get looked down on because they, think they're scammers or, whatever. I get I understand why they exist and why they need to exist. And it would be great if, if we could, but it won't happen in our lifetime. I would, I shouldn't say that, but we have to be realistic based on what the system is that's in front of us today. I'm talking like March. What's today's date? March 11, 2025. We have to work within the system that we have, right? That's what I had to do. I don't hate it, but I dislike this. I dislike processes. I don't want to be a part of it. For example, I have to work with insurance companies, and I don't want to, but so I understand the good part and the bad, and I have to walk the middle path. We have to work between change and acceptance. So this is what we have. And so sorry, I'm just checking on Scooter. Okay, he's getting back in his bed. All right, sorry about that. We have to work with what is here and work towards the change that we would like to see, but in a realistic way. So I get it. People they want him to step down, but who would take his place? Will it be someone like AOC? I don't think so, because I get that a lot of people, I don't know what policy she's passed. She's still kind of fresh. And I think it would be, and I'm not speaking my opinion. I'm speaking from an understanding of how this sort of things, it's a game too. It's not a game, but it's a system, so she's great in terms of who she could bring to the party, the youngsters, and I don't disagree with her standpoints. I don't. But she it would be hard to go across the aisle, even though they don't, the Republicans are the Republicans. So, he steps down and someone takes the place. Who was it, Bernie Sanders? No. But he steps down and someone takes the place, and then something else happens and you blame that person. It's a vicious cycle. So it doesn't matter at this point, because y'all gonna get mad if something else happens that you don't like, and you'll just blame the next person in charge. I'm not saying we can't criticize or be upset. I'm not saying that. But at where we are, we have to look at the system that we have available to us, and can't be upset and demand change all the time when we're in a crisis, or blame and the blame game all the time, when the same thing could happen. Or the same thing could happen again with a new person in charge. You know what I mean? So then what do you do? I don't know. But what I'm saying is we have to work with the system we have. And what I have learned is that there are things you could do with systems, okay? And so who would take his place if would he step down? Let's see. Will 𝐀�殴.4 step down? Would he step down? No, because people don't want him to. Y'all call him, love it or hate it, and they don't like each other, a lot of them, but these are the colleagues that they've worked years with. And the Republicans are terrible, we know that. But this is what it is for now. And so we have to shift ourselves. We got to shift ourselves. Y'all demanding something that what would move really? What would change? Because there are other things that are problems. Gerrymandering, voter suppression. Y'all want them to speak. That's what y'all want. Say something. I want them to do something. Y'all want them to do something, but at the same time, y'all turn your backs and cross your arms. And I'm looking at them with my arms crossed saying, what y'all doing? But there are things that are being done. Okay? We have to think of like what we perpetuate when we respond this way. What we enable when we respond that way. Y'all need to do that with the Republicans. Even as Democrats. Don't keep your foot on their necks. Even if your representative is a Democrat. Blame the Republicans. Put the heat on them. The Democrats know y'all mad. They get it. They're working. But I'm not caping for them. I just want y'all to give the same kind of heat and fire to the Republicans that y'all give to the Democrats. They both need to get the same heat and fire. Because when you turn your back, y'all taking the heat off of them and enabling and perpetuating this BS that they do. Because you don't look at them and say, it's obvious that, yeah, they're the terrible ones. So you need to, like, emphasize that. Anyway, I say that with love. I do. Y'all know I get passionate about that because it's not even the fact, honestly, it's not the fact that some of y'all are all upset. I get it. I understand. I was literally there in the midst of all of this. Like, y'all said y'all were good, if we vote and things will get better and blah, 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 and look what happened, and he didn't protect our elections, and knowing that y'all know what interference is and y'all not speaking up. I get all of that. But we need to turn the heat to the ones that are in power right now, who are ahead. Even if it's not your representative. Because there's people in those states that don't want those people. They need to be shown. The Republicans need to be shown. Y'all got to go somewhere. Y'all got to get it together. Okay? Okay. All right. Next person is 𝐞𝐲. Oh, I can't. I'm going to answer this about Lois Lowry some other time, okay? Next person is, that's a big question about other timelines and dimensions. That's why I wanted to say I'm going to answer that maybe tomorrow in my let's chat, okay? Next person is 𝐞𝐩.4. Does Bernie Sanders know that the election was rigged? Bernie Sanders, man. Oh man, let's see. Does Bernie Sanders know the election was rigged? Does Bernie Sanders know the election was rigged? Does he know the election was rigged? Yes, he does. I saw a question and people, was asking, like, why are they saying that we lost? I sense that it's purposely done. I sense that it's being purposely said that way. You start spouting off the mouth that, like, oh, we know he's gonna scramble and do some crazy stuff. Donald Trump. Let's see. Are the Democrats who keep claiming that they lost the election, are they doing, I have to think. Okay. Are the Democrats who are verbalizing losing the election doing that as a ruse? Are the Democrats who are verbalizing losing the election doing it as a ruse? Okay, it's saying yes. You can't let the enemy know what you know. That would be dumb if they did that. That would be stupid. The Democrats aren't stupid. Y'all call them weak, but they're not dumb. Would you let someone like Donald Trump know that you might have proof that he cheated? He can't believe that he got away with it. I told you that. When I first started, he couldn't believe it. He was even unsure he was going to get into the White House. He still can't believe it. I'll show you. Is Donald Trump shocked that he was able to get into the White House? Is Donald Trump shocked that he was able to... Look, it's saying yes. Still. It's swinging hard. Okay? Alright. Next question is Jimmy O 80. Is Clarence Thomas under investigation right now? Is he? What did he do? He's doing so many things. The man with the sludge, with energy, with sludge for energy. Sludge. Okay. Is Clarence Thomas under investigation right now? Is Clarence Thomas under investigation? They're saying yes. For what? Let's see. True crime. I'm gonna do one tarot card and some true crime. Clarence Thomas under investigation. Why? Why is the answer yes? Oh. Okay. Okay, Ace of Cups and the Eight of Pentacles fell out and the Hermit fell out. Hermit card is like treason, treasonous behaviors and actions. Eight of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, getting favors perhaps. Loving himself too much. Okay, Tunnel came out. Trying to get himself out of something. Tunnel. So digging, he dug himself in, you know. Tunnel vision. Focus too much on material gains. Debt. Yeah, that sounds about right for him. Cult. Road. One more. These cards is carding and cover up again. Interessante. Very interesting. Okay, well there you go. Something with debt. Maybe the cult of Trump, perhaps. Cover up. Tunnel vision. Ace of Cups. Eight of Pentacles. Hermit. Hermit is about like, on the flip side, you know, it's about deep introspection, but it also represents treasonous behaviors. Doing something wrong, you know. There's a word, but I can't remember the word. Yikes. I do not wish you luck, Clarence Thomas. Okay. Natalie 5769. When the end comes for DT, for Donald Trump's presidency, will people storm Mar-a-Lago like the French people storm the Bastille in the French Revolution? Also, will Donald Trump escape to Saudi Arabia? You know that I often think about the French Revolution, and I feel as though it will people get their heads chopped off? No. Will they storm Mar-a-Lago like they did the Bastille? I don't know. We'll see. But I often think of the two when because it's clear to me that the people will be the one. It will be us demanding this man go. Okay? So I often think of the French Revolution. I often think of that. Let's see. When Donald Trump is exposed, will people storm Mar-a-Lago like they did the Bastille? No, I didn't think so either. I feel like we have more self-control than that. Now, if it was on the other hand, we already experienced that. Well, Donald Trump escaped to Saudi Arabia. Man, the sun will not be kind to him. Will Donald Trump escape to Saudi Arabia? Will Donald Trump escape to Saudi Arabia? It's saying no. Okay. Well, there you go. Can you imagine? I can. That would be the worst punishment for him. Like, total isolation. It says, this is from Pat A. I'm wondering if you could, hold on, some suggest that the reason Dems and leadership have stayed quiet about the Musk, etc., and voter tampering is because Trump threatened them to reveal that Biden had significant No. During his term as POTUS, and the Dems were covering it up. What evidence do we have that who gives in his... That doesn't make sense. He suspects that Trump told Biden that he will reveal... No. Let's see, but the answer is no. You think he would keep quiet about it, and knowing everyone's saying he's the one that has dementia and cognitive decline, Donald Trump, that he wouldn't spill the beans? That would be the first thing he did. Does President Biden have dementia? Does President Biden have dementia? No, he does not. Okay, clear to center, please. Did Donald Trump threaten revealing that President Biden has dementia? No. President Biden is old, yes. And when you do get older, your cognition, it goes, it gets slower. He also has a stutter, and he shares his medical records. They wouldn't hide that. They wouldn't. And I feel like you think they would just prop him up, and that you think his wife would allow that if her husband was unwell to continue in the office? No. No. I answered that. 𝐀𝐲, in recent days, Bernie, AOC, and Tim Walz are doubling down on the "yep, we lost the election." I said the answer was because they have to. It's a ruse. Okay? I wouldn't say, if I knew and I was there, I wouldn't reveal anything. to someone like that man, the things he would try to do, not like he would scramble and, it would be a mess. Sometimes you gotta be chill. He don't know how to be chill. You gotta be smart. Okay. KS 2024. Why is 45 protected here by the spirit world? Why does he get off scot-free, not even losing assets? Oh, that's not true. He's lost assets. Is it because he's here doing what he's supposed to? I have compassion for him. Wow, you're better than me. I sort of have compassion, but but it's how he did it, which is so egregious. I know, like all of us, he will see in his life. I may have just answered my own question, but I'd love to hear your thoughts. There are people who are chosen for some sort of greatness. And, he's not self-made, Donald Trump. He was given money to start himself up. There are people who I think are marked in this world, in this life, for some sort of greatness or, big life plans. These soul contracts, whatever it is. And why he is so powerful because, like I said, he is marked for something, and he sort of didn't have a chance. He did not have a chance because, you have a mother who despises you and a father who doesn't love you. And, I could have compassion for the innocent child he was, I guess, in the household he grew up in. I don't know. I just know what my guides told me. I don't know his full life story, but I feel like I have more, and I don't like, more compassion for his children than Donald Trump. But because it's clear there's something very wrong there, and how I sense in his children that they are very they're very messed up because of him. His sons, Baron, I don't know. I don't even think about him, but they're very messed up, and they want his love, and it's terrible. It's terrible. They're going to be happy when he's gone, I could tell you that. But he's marked for something, and he has been lucky just outside of the family he grew up in, and being given money and stuff like that. But he's not smart. He's not intelligent. I sense that he was very much criticized for that by his father. And again, guys, I'm spitballing, but from what I'm beginning to understand, what was touching on his energy, I'm not quite sure why his mother doesn't like him. I feel like she's terrible, or she was a terrible person. I could be wrong, but anyway, was she terrible for the way she treated him, perhaps? I'm not sure why she didn't like him, but I would have to sit and channel her and all that. But he didn't have it. He developed this narcissism and this violence against women, allegedly. But still, despite all of that, he was marked for something. He's had many failures, and it seems that he has come out on the other side of it, because, like I said, he is lucky, and he was marked for something, to make a mark on this world, you know, just sort of like star power, you know. And he's protected in his universe, whatever energies protect him. I haven't explored that, but what I understand is that he has been given many chances to do right, to use his power in the right way, that he was, you know, despite your circumstance, or you know, your family hating you and not getting a lot of love. He doesn't have that compassion, empathy, care, self-awareness, intelligence. He has no awareness. It's like nothing there. It's nothing. I want y'all to understand that is a dangerous combination to have for a person, because that's why he succeeds, because there's nothing. No fear, no reluctance, no regret, no self-awareness, no compassion, nothing. So that's part of why he succeeds and why he's, you know, gets through. But yes, he is protected. Is he dabbling in dark energies? You know. Is he protected by evil? That's complex. We could ask. But I feel as though it's just his life path. This, his, you know, it's the space to make the right choices, and you continuously make the wrong ones. You rack up a lot. And last year was the closest. Y'all say, and you know, I say it too, that dang, he gets away with everything, for sure. But a lot has been revealed about him, and that scared him. That's why he's so shocked that he's in the White House. He was this close to getting caught. This close. And he still has to pay all that money, and he still has more judgments coming. So his power is running out. And his luck is running out. What I see is the wheel of fortune with him. And his time is running out. My question is, from your question, is Donald Trump protected by evil? Is he protected by evil? Is he protected by evil? He's saying no. Clear the center. Does he have spirit guides? Does Donald Trump have spirit guides? Saying no. Saying no. No. There's nothing. There's nothing there. There's no. Him and Elon Musk are very different. They come from the same place. They're very similar in a lot of ways. But Elon Musk is very unwell, emotionally and mentally. He's unwell. And Donald Trump's unwell is different, where it's more, Elon Musk has personality issues, but I don't sense that there's nothing there. I don't sense that there's nothing there. There's something there that drives him. But it's different from Donald Trump. With Donald Trump, there's nothing. There's like barely a soul. I'm not calling him soulless. We all have souls. He's lost. Like, it's... Elon Musk is dangerous too. Well, he's dangerous because Elon Musk is dangerous in a sense of like, he's the type that will put a blindfold on and get in behind a wheel because it's fun. That's where he's dangerous. He's like not okay. With Donald Trump doesn't care about anything. He doesn't care. He doesn't care about anything. He doesn't care about anyone but himself. And that may appear with Elon Musk, but it's different. It's just they both won't change, but it's different. They are different in how they view the world, in a sense. Elon Musk views the world as like, this is a chessboard to him. It's not even something that is, he doesn't care. Donald Trump, he's like a walking shell. He's a walking shell. I see Elon Musk being arrested, and I see him, when I pull cards for him, and what I understand from what my guides tell me is that he will be forced to look at himself. He'll be forced to take responsibility. He won't numb himself anymore, and that's what he does. There's something underneath all of the narcissism and the hatred, and this is fun, that sort of villainous sort of Lex Luthor attitude he has, with Elon Musk. But with Donald Trump, he is a shell. That's what he is. And he's spiritless. He's spiritless, Donald Trump. It's different. Okay, so let me get into my questions with B. I wanted to ask, one of my guides. I wanted to have a conversation with them with some, ask some questions. And I was like, who wants to answer my questions? And B jumped in. And B was like, you could ask me some questions. And so I did. And first thing I asked was, how will the end be? And he told me to close my eyes. And B said, I saw burnt, like, ground. And I saw burnt ground. And I'm looking, and then I'm like, what am I looking at? He said, I'm showing you new life, new roots coming from a ground that appears decimated, is what he said. And I said, will it be dangerous for us? And he said, no. It will appear dangerous, but not for you. That's what he said. It will appear dangerous, but not for you. And then I said, can you give me one word to help me understand? And he said, shelf life. Okay. Hold on. And then I asked, the shelf life, we know what shelf life is, right? How long something is good for. How long you could use something, And I asked, the shelf life relate to Donald Trump's presidency? And he said, yes, now you got it. His time is through. I know you are uncertain, but also sitting in your truth. Uncertainty is okay. And I said, who will specifically take him down? And he said himself. That's what they all say, himself. And then I asked, who will take over? And he said, he was speaking so fast, and then I was like, okay, he was talking, like saying many, many things. He speaks very quickly, and was getting annoyed with me because I'm like, I don't know what you're saying. You need to. And then at one point he was like, just listen, okay? And then he repeated himself. He said, I asked, who will take over? And he said, there will be many, many meetings about this. Trust in the process will be, hold on, I can't see. I said, there will be many meetings about this. Trust in the process will be gone by then. Trust and the process. Okay, so the trust and the process will be gone by then. I am uncertain, but they will eventually let the people decide. Because I had asked, who will specifically take him down? They will eventually let the people decide. And then I asked, because I asked who will take over, and that's when they said, I'm uncertain, but they will eventually let the people decide. And so I said, will it be Biden? He said, no, it will not be Biden. And then I said, will it be Kamala? He said, Kamala is endgame. He was getting annoyed with me at this point. Because I could feel in our energy exchange that I wasn't picking up what he was putting down. But I get it. He said, Kamala is endgame. Then he started talking really fast. Almost felt like he wasn't speaking in English. And then I said, I don't know what you're saying. And then he said, listen. He said, Kamala is endgame, but there will be many processes to get to her. That's what he said. There will be many processes to get to her. Okay, I believe you. And then I asked, what will this new life look like? And then he said, I told you, people will be nicer to each other. People will be nicer to each other. The kind of deceit that will be exposed will have people questioning their own values. That's what he said. I told you. I know you are uncertain, but you are also sitting in your truth. And that's pretty much the truth. Everything feels uncertain. And so I've let go. I can only read what the energy tells me about Kamala becoming the president and sit in that truth while also being okay of the uncertainty of it and understanding how energy changes. But this doesn't seem like it's something that will change. So there you go. My conversation, my questions. So we have to be okay with uncertainty. As uncomfortable as it is, Things are, in order to get to the other side of something, we have to be uncomfortable and take care of ourselves and each other. Okay, so that's all I have. And I will see you guys tomorrow for Let's Chat. Someone made a beautiful comment about the Tree of Life that I'm going to research and talk about, because I keep being shown the Tree of Life branches, tree roots, grass, earth in my visions. And it has something to do with our shift, okay? And so I want to talk more about that based off this comment that I'll share with you guys tomorrow. Oh, wait, you know what? Oh, no, I didn't forget. I think I answered the question. I will see you guys tomorrow, okay? Bye-bye. Thank you for your questions. Bye-bye.